Welcome to another transport compliance video with Fleet Planner. Today we will show you how to use our fleet management system to set up your basic transport compliance. As you can see on my screen, we are looking at the dashboard. So this is where all the reminders for the inspections and any events due for the vehicle appear, and for our drivers the events appear in here. How do I set this up? So if I go to maintenance and click on vehicles, I've got my vehicle list in here. So I've got one vehicle selected already and I've got my events. So if I would like to add another vehicle, so I'm just going to put a test vehicle and name, let's say it's Scania, let's say 44 ton, for example, and I don't need to select the type for this section. So I'm going to click add, and then this vehicle appears in here, as you can see, and then I've got my events in here. So I can either drag and drop the MOT, and it will ask me when the MOT is due. So let's say it's due end of September, and then I'm clicking add. So this is that's my MOT is scheduled. I can also schedule in a different way. I can click this little plus button here, and I've got all the, let's say I'm going to do tacho calibration. So that list appears in here. And then it is set to be every 24 months. So again, I'm going to put, guessing here, let's say the 31st of October is due for the tacho calibration. And that populates in here. So now I can add my safety inspections. So again, I'm going to do drag and drop. And then let's say my safety inspection is due. Let's say I'm going to do in line with my MOT, which is 30th of September. So I'm going to do that, and then that's going to be set up. As you can see, I've got my safety inspection set up for the 6 weekly. I can also manage the frequencies, so I can change the frequency to 8 weekly if or whatever frequency you've got. So this can be managed like that, or I can simply add another event if I have some vehicles on 6 weekly, some vehicle on the more frequency. Then I can put safety inspection, let's say 8, and then that put 8 weekly inspections. Okay, and then sorry, that's safety inspection 8 weekly, and I'm clicking add, and then this gave me SI8, which is safety inspections on 8 weekly. If I wanted to add this to the schedule of one of my other vehicles, then I could simply just add that. That's basically the principle. So I would still add the road tax, I would add vehicle insurance, and in fact, I'm going to show you the road tax because it doesn't have the frequency. So when I add the road tax, it asks me when do you want to start, and it doesn't have any frequency, so it will not plan any future events after that date. So I can only select a date in the future. So for that, let's say I'm going to select, so obviously road tax is going to be end of the month, so I'm going to put 31st of August. If I add that on, this will only put that it's scheduled for the 31st of August, and the difference is that it doesn't plan any future events after that, but it will not, system will not allow me to close this event without putting a new date. So this is to stop people planning on the 12 monthly tax payments, but then if someone paid only for 6 months, then the prompt wouldn't come up on the 6 monthly, but it would only came up on the 12 monthly. So that would that kind of prevents the missing of that event. So I've set that up now, and if I can go back to my dashboard, and if I select my vehicle test, then all the events are planned in here that are due within the next few months. So I can see that in here. If I close that, I've got all my events planned. So obviously this is a demo account, so I've got some outstanding stuff. As you can see, the red The red ones are the events that I've missed, so I haven't closed them, and I haven't got the documents for it, so they appear in red. This also gets emailed to me every Monday morning, so I can see what's due and what needs to be booked. The events that are due in the very near future, the color changes into yellow as well, so to give me a different prompt. Same logic applies to the drivers. So if I want to plan my drivers events, so stuff like license checks, training, eyesight check, I can plan that in the staff section. So as you can see, I've got a driver here, and I've got all the stuff that I need to do with the drivers. So there are various ways for various dates, sorry, for for each driver that needs to be selected. And obviously there's a driver license check, so ideally on the 3 monthly basis. We've got the driving license expiry, we've got the taco card expiry, we've got the CPC expiry, and we've got the medical expiry, which sometimes this date is different than the taco than the actual driving license expiry. So that's why we've got this separate. I can add event called eyesight check. So in a similar way that I did with the vehicle, if I add eyesight check, I want this done every 6 months, and then this event is added, so I can apply that to my driver. And then I can also add more people here as well. So this is basically how you set up the vehicles and the drivers and plan the schedule for them. So if I go back to the dashboard, you see all my events that are due in the near future are appearing in here, as I showed you earlier. And if I click on the reports, I can print maintenance planner. So if some people are still insisting on having a wall planner or something that they can physically see in front of them, then you can produce a wall planner that will actually allow them to be printed. So I'm going to do from the 6th of August, I'm going to do 6 months forward, and let's say end of the February, and I'm going to click print. So that will produce a report in the PDF version, and as you can see, all my plan is for 6 months. So that then can be printed or saved or sent to whoever to demonstrate that I've got all the. So week commencing is shown at the top, and this is my fleet list. If I wanted to produce further reports, then I can select a different date range, or simply just do another report starting from this date for this to appear in the PDF section. So that's how you do the planning, and now we're moving on to the daily check section. So I've also have an option to produce the daily walk around check, so the drivers can download the app. The app is called FP Daily Check, all one word. A link in the description for Apple and for Android as well, for Google Play and for the Apple App Store as well. Then you can, once people have downloaded this app, then there is a little code in here at the top. So if you click on Daily Check and Reports or Daily Check and Questions, the code appears in here. That this code needs to be inputted into the app for the drivers to actually be able to activate, and when they complete the reports, they will be able to send the report will be sent to the system that we are managing. In here we can manage the questions. So we've got is the answer required, is the answer compulsory on the app. So if it's ticked, then the driver will not be able to move on to the next question before answering this. I can turn the question on and off. So if, for example, some question is irrelevant to certain vehicles, so like this one, for example, emergency exit hammer will apply only to passenger service vehicles, so I can simply turn that off, and this question will not appear on the driver app. But for example, if I have the first aid kit that I want them to have and I want them to take a photo of that, then I will put that as required, and again the driver will have to take a first aid kit picture to be able to move on to the next section. Now obviously there is more important stuff, like you want to take pictures, not maybe necessarily more important, but more interesting from the compliance point of view. So you can ask them to do a picture of the load on a daily basis and things like that. So that's a very good tool to utilize and upgrade your compliance in that way. So what you can also do is add a custom question. So if you've got any specific question for the vehicle type that you are using, then you can add that question here. So some people require that the broom is present, and or the spill kit, for example. So you can simply add that in here and then add the description. So this is what is going to appear on the top. Then the further descriptions are added in here. So you've got a type of question. You can either put it as yes or no, or request the driver to put the text describing what is the condition of the item that you're requesting, and then where is the on the list, where do you want this to appear? So at the front of the vehicle, back of the vehicle. So it's kind of saves the driver running around the vehicle when they complete the check on like one question after another. You don't want the cabin questions appearing at the back of the vehicle, because that will obviously create more problems for the driver. And you want to apply it to either one vehicle or all vehicles, and then you simply add that to the list, which will appear in that list in here. And that's how you set up the app. As I said, it is available on App Store or Google Play, so the drivers can download that. You can also print a little manual for them how to do it. It's a step-by-step guide on what they need to do, and either put it in the canteen or simply email them or send that instructions through their WhatsApp, so they know how to do it. Once reports are completed, they end up in here, and if the drivers are reporting a defect, then it will also land in your dashboard in the to-do section, so you can action them. Now, how you action the events, you simply change status, and you put comments in what's happening. You can change the date of the completion, so then you can further change the date of the next event if you need to alter that, so the system will recalculate. But if you don't, then it will stick to the schedule that was initially selected, and you can choose the file. So for example, if you've got inspection report to add, then you can add that here in a PDF format or in a picture format, or whatever format you want to add it to, which then allows you to click complete button, and then this will move the report into the events log section, where all the documents are stored for the compliance. You can still choose to add comment only if you don't want to remove that event because it's still not completed. Then you can add comments. So for example, if the vehicle is still in the workshop, or if the vehicle was involved in an accident and it's not being used, then you can add that on. Or if you planned something and you want to put a date and that this was put in, then you can put that as comment only. And then you've got completed documents outstanding, which is kind of self-explanatory. You put that in there. You've done it, but you're still waiting for the documents. And so we haven't got a defect created here, but if the defect was created, then it would be it will give you a brief description and the pictures that the drivers are taking, and so you can see the defect, what the defect is about, and then you would simply close it in the same way as you've got this in this pop-up. So I'm going to close that here, and then if you go to events log, then all the previous safety inspections and all the records that were closed off are available in here, And then if you click on details, you've got the comments here. This is a demo account, so I wasn't actually putting much information here. But if I was attaching something, then the file would appear in here as well. So that's pretty much how you, in a nutshell, how you set up your compliance, how you set up the walk-around checks, how you do the closing of events, and where you store the data. To retrieve the data, you can download it here, and then it will simply ask you for the date range. If you need to demonstrate the data to DVSA, then you can click the download and you can simply send it to them. So it is quite easy. If you need to add something that was out of ordinary, if you've got some additional documents that you want to add, like some invoices and things like that, you can add to the vehicle file by clicking add this custom event. This will only be a one-off, and it will simply just drop in the date order, so you've got everything for your vehicle in one place. So this is a very short video on how to set up a basic compliance. So that covers your maintenance planner, your walk-around checks, your document storage, and making sure that obviously you're aware that when the inspections are due to happen. That covers a lot of your maintenance requirements. Then there are obviously further features to the system that you can benefit from. However, I would like to invite you to watch our further videos on that. If you would like to set up a demo account, a free trial account of our system, as you can see, it is very easy to use, very easy to set up, and it's very affordable. I would like to invite you to click on the link in the video description where you can request a demo. Thanks for watching. My name is Roman. This is a Fleet Planner compliance video.